Righty-ho, shall we do this? I think we shall. 9 o'clock Sunday night UK time, it can mean only one thing. It's Melicus. Brother Melicus here to help you with your terrain. Yes, it is the Sunday nighter. It's the time where I start rabbiting and I start telling you about everything and all the good things and answering your questions and all that sort of stuff. I'm in an interesting position at the minute. Okay. One, I'm knackered. In all honesty, I am knackered, to be truthful. I'm tired out. I'm close to burnt out with the book, to be perfectly honest. Yeah. Now, that doesn't mean that the book's going downhill or anything like that. Not at all. I've still got quite a bit of energy, and we are just wrapping it up. I reckon I've got a few more weeks' work to do before it's done. I mean, yeah, genuinely, we are coming to the last, and I've got the energy to get me through. I mean, if you remember, yeah, I've done harder things in my life. Yeah, but I am feeling burnt out. I don't think I took a proper break after the Kickstarter, to be truthful. And if I'd known how much work the book was going to be, I probably would have taken a longer break. But I'm a bit burnt out. Welcome. I'm a bit burnt out with the channel as well, which are just trying to keep up content and just pressures and that sort of stuff. Yeah, but at the flip side, I'm delighted and I'm ecstatic. So go on, explain this one then, Bosicle. Late last night, Dave was working over the weekend. He dropped down the first sort of third of the book for final approval. Now, we've got various other bits of the book going through, his laying out, going through. Some of it is off at the copy editor, who's doing it stage by stage. So, you know, basically the process is this. I write the words, yeah. Dave lays them out, and in the words I have like little notes like I want a warning box here, or this needs to be boxed, or I need an image here. Once he's laid it out, Dave also puts other images in so it flows nicely. So sections finish at the end of the page and a new section starts at the, you know, at a turn of a page and stuff like that. So it's called laying out for flow. So he'll put those images in, and then I'll get that back and I'll look at where the images are and what I can use them for. To sort of say, right, okay, that's next to that paragraph. Yeah, I can use that to reinforce that point. Yeah, so basically, it goes to him with, with all the words and all the really crucial, these images have got to be in. You know, with descriptions of how much space I need for them and that sort of stuff. Comes back to me laid out, okay, with spaces, and then we have a chat and we decide what images to go in there. And generally it's like, it'll either be, I need this image in there to reinforce this point, or it'll be like, I'm not quite sure, and we'll bounce an idea about, you know what I mean? Yeah, it might be like, oh, well, actually, perhaps a gaming hall or a big rusty piece of terrain would look good there to reinforce that. You know what I mean? So there's that stage. Now, once that's done, yeah, and I'm happy with how the words are laid out and where the picture blocks are, it goes off to our mate Phil, Dave's mate Phil, who's the copy editor. And he's a professional copy editor, yeah, he understands writing in different languages and stuff like that, i.e. The way English people write, the way American people write. So he's copy editing it based on the way British people write. So it's, you know, because I'm Brit. Yeah, it then comes back, yeah. Dave then punts it back over to me with a quick highlight of any sort of word suggestions, final layouts. And there's been a few of those because you know how I like to make up my own words. Yeah, and then basically we just work through those, tick off the final images, and once we reach that point, that is third proof. And third proof is that's what's going in the book. Yeah, and I've received the first third of the book. Sort of almost at that stage. There's a couple of images we've got to decide on, a couple of little things, yeah. But wow, it's beautiful. It really is. I'll chat to you guys in the comments in a second. Yeah, we'll get to questions in a second. I just want to talk this through, guys. But it is. I mean, it's been a good struggle between me and Dave, to be truthful. Yeah, and I wouldn't normally talk about this, but I think it's beneficial and I think it's positive. See, Dave's very aesthetics based, you know what I mean? Yeah, and he comes from design, he comes from, you know, publishing and that sort of stuff. He's worked for GW, so you know, top end job, laying out, looking good. It's why we went for the high quality paper and the hardback and, you know, a good book, a bit like his book. Now I'm more of, you know, my videos. Okay, the sound's a little bit rough, the editing's a little bit rough, but I like the information, and as long as you know what you're doing, yeah, I'm happy. And we sort of came to this thing because I was giving Dave more words than he was expecting, yeah? And I think he was struggling with the layout. At the same time, I was struggling with how he was laying it out, because he was laying it out for flow, and I was thinking, well, actually, we don't need that image there. I've got the images I want, you know, well, let's ram it, you know. And we both pulled each other across. Yeah, so as more and more of, basically, as my sections have been going through, Dave's been learning more and more about terrain that he had no idea. And he's been in the hobby and worked for GW and ran events, and he's like learning loads. So he's loving it. At the same time, I'm seeing the way he's laying it out, and it's like reinforcing the information. So I'm loving it. So although we've come from two completely different directions, we've sort of met in the middle and sort of like squirmed a bit. And it's come out brilliant. I mean, genuinely, I mean, you guys, anyone who knows me and knows me well enough, yeah, will know that I don't tend to compliment my terrain. Give it 3 months after it's been built, I'll start to like it. Yeah, maybe a couple of years later, I'll look at it with fondness, but generally, I don't like the stuff I make. I'm the biggest doubter of my work. Yeah, but me and Kez were looking through it last night, looking through the PDFs, and it was beautiful. Not just that, get this. Yeah, I was reading one section, and it was the colour theory section, and the way I'd written it out, it was like the science of the light stuff, the science of the colour stuff, and then the science of like how it applies to modelling nature. And because it was so concise, it's about 3,000 words, but I think it's 5 pages. Did he get on 5 or 4? I think he may have got it on 4. I'll have to check that. Yeah, well, because it was so concise, I was reading through it, yeah, and it suddenly occurred to me, I figured something out that I was trying to figure out a couple of months ago, and it sort of worked. So technically, yeah, I've learned something new from a book I wrote. From reading a book I bloody wrote. So, to round it off, you can see I'm getting a little bit fuzzy, yeah, and I am a bit burnt out on the book. It should have been finished by this month. We should have been wrapping up, and it looks like it's going to be 1 extra month. Now, I want to make clear, yeah, that Dave being the star that he is, Dave factored extra time into the Kickstarter schedule. Yeah, so I'm still well on course, and even if it takes the rest of this month to finish, yeah, I'm still on well course. And even if it takes a bit longer, yeah, we're still going to deliver on time. Yeah, so don't worry about anything like that. And the bulk of the work is done. Yeah, I'm a happy man, and I'm starting to see sections. But it's been a long job. Yeah, I think next time round, if there is a next time, because I'm not making any promises, but I think next time round it'll be a lot easier because I'll know what I'm going into, and I'll have already worked out the mechanisms. For example, I've already worked out that there's no point trying to write, yeah, until after 11 o'clock at night, because I just can't. I've tried for months and it's rubbish. Yeah, but if I leave it till 11 o'clock and I go through till about 2-3 o'clock in the morning, it's brilliant, and I can knock out 1,000 words easy. Yeah, and we're talking technical stuff, you know what I mean? We're not talking just fiction, you know. So there's research, there's checking, there's making sure that I'm using the right terminology. So yeah, hello folks. That's Mel. I've been chatting for 10 minutes there from the start. Sorry about that. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know. Now, the offside of this is I'm going to for the rest of this month, for the next 4 weeks, I think I'm going to take a little bit of a break from YouTube. Now, by break, I don't mean I'm going to disappear. Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm still going to do my Thursday show. I'm still going to do my Sunday show. I'm not going to stick to the Tuesday videos, and I'm not going to stick to putting like my half-hour tutorials out. Instead, there's a load of little things I'm just going to do, a load of little vloggy videos on little bits I'm working on and that I can show you. Now, in the background, what I am working on is I'm working on the spooky stuff for Halloween. And the idea behind it is I've got a couple of pieces, probably 3 when it all works out. Yeah, 3 tutorials and 3 pieces. Yeah, that are all themed for Halloween. Now the idea is I'll be putting those on Patreon as I finish them up. So there'll be a couple dropping this month. There'll be a couple more dropping next month. But once I finish the book, I want a week or two off. I want a holiday. I want a break. I want to, I need a break. Yeah. And so what I want to do is make sure I've got the content, for what I promised you for October, for Halloween. I want to make sure that that's already there. That's already on Patreon. So patrons, you will be getting tutorials. You'll see them on Patreon. But more than likely, most of you just wait till they come out. But they will be there. On YouTube, it'll be little vlogs, pottering things, little thoughts, just low pressure stuff that I can film on my phone and just bang up for you. I'll put the painting up of the small 6mm houses because that's not, although it's in the book, that's actually a groundwork section. It's not about painting the houses up. So I'll put that up for you, and I've got a few other things. But I just want to take the pressure off me just for this last month so I can just get the last of these builds and the last of these sections written. And then take a break and then come back full bore. So, that's my talking done. Right, I've got tons of comments. You can start talking directly to me and I'll start looking at the comments now. Now, I have got a couple of shout outs to do. Very quickly, I need to make Tanya a moderator. Where's Tanya? There you are, Tanya. Go on, up. Where's Tanya? There's Tanya. Add moderator. Tanya Beeson is now a moderator for the channel. Tanya's running a Kickstarter at the minute for one of her comics. Now, if you don't know Tanya does all my graphic stuff. She does the graphic at the start of this. She's brilliant. What can I show you? Walla walla bing bang. So Tanya does I've got to be really quick, and there is a swear word on this, okay? But I decided to take it out of the book, so please don't think that the swear word's in. I don't know why I put it in. I think it was the army thing. You'll understand when you see it, but very quickly. I agree with you. I can't show you. But I'm sort of Tanya's. I can't show you because I'm giving it all away. Do you know what? I've got to say, it's driven me nuts not being able to show you this stuff. What I've been working on the book and all the, and all the great information I've got. I mean, I want to show you that. I'm really proud of it. Right, you've got to make me a promise. No one tell Dave, okay? Because I'll get in trouble. I can't. It wouldn't be fair on Dave. No. Listen, guys, when the book's published, I'm going to have a video. I'm going to show you. You're going to have it and all that sort of stuff. But I made a promise to Dave. And so, you know what I mean. Tanya, if Tanya's a moderator now, Tanya, you can post links as a moderator. So you can post a link directly to Now, also, Andy Hobday, my mate, War Banner. Is it War Banner? Is it Footsore? Is it? Oh, he's had loads of name changes. He got hit by that many IP hammers. He was about this tall by the end of it. They smacked him down into the ground. But he's got a Kickstarter going on now for some models, that are Saga medieval sort of stuff. I'll be honest with you, I've been flying around with the kids. I haven't had I've backed it. I haven't even properly looked at it. Sorry, Andy. But he's already funded. He's doing great. So if one of Jez, I think you know the one. Jez, if you can post the link for Andy's Kickstarter, I'd be grateful, mate. Right. Evening, Jez. Evening, Cat. Robot Monkey, hello. Nottingham Ball Games. A happy man seeing sections or being sectioned. This is Kickstarter. Well, I've been sectioned. Only 2 weeks, but it was a nice little break. This Kickstarter and then this book, Do you know what? No, I won't say it's what's going to push me to break me. It's actually made me, to be perfectly honest. I've never been, even though I'm knackered and I'm burnt out, you know, brain-wise and that sort of stuff. I'm still going, I'm still producing good stuff, but I'm feeling it, yeah? I'm still in a good place, that sort of stuff-wise, you know what I mean? So this whole year since the Kickstarter and everything that changed back then, you know what I mean? And even the bits before, good place, good place. Finally, we get Halloween stuff. Yes, I've got a few little things for you. Yeah, will there be a silver shamrock? No. I didn't know silver shamrocks were a thing, Tam. Cat's excited. Cat's saying, reminder, Dave has been down this road with the book writing. He knows that delays can pop up all the time. Yeah, Dave, it's why I teamed up with him, to be truthful. Right, I need to open the Google Doc for you guys with questions because we started chatting and you distracted me. So the Google Doc is open, the link is down below. Now what that means is quite simply, yeah, if you've got any terrain related questions, you need some help with a build or something like that, or figuring the right product or technique, get down below, there's a link in the description. Yeah, that goes to a Google Doc. You don't need to be logged in or anything, just go to the Google Doc, enter your screen name, pick which platform you're on, whether you're on Facebook, Twitch or YouTube, and then what you call it, just enter your question down below and we'll jump on those as soon as I've got a few to get going. Right, I need to open Restream Chat because I need to see my Twitchers and my Facebookers. Don't try and make me log in, you git. I'm logged in. No, I don't want to download it. Open it in a browser. There we go. Right, it says 83 of you watching, 4 to 4 platforms connected, so I can see your chat. Oh, there's Tanya. Oh, thanks, Mel. My Kickstarter is Lana Luca. Kickstarter projects. Right, as that posted, does that click? Because sometimes it does a funny thing, so check your link. Jez has posted, what you call it? Has posted Andy's. We've got 2 Kickstarters tonight. Right, Andy's is up to 17,000 already. Yeah, really chuffed for you, Andy. Really chuffed. I think he's funding quicker than I did. What did we do? We did 30,000 in 7 hours, was it? He went live, what? I think he went live at 5, so that's 4 hours, 17. I think he's funding a bit quicker than me. Yeah. They are beautiful models. Check these out. Right, let me go to editor. Which one's editor? Pop out chat. Edit mode. Where's edit mode? Editor. Studio, that's it. Right. Just going to drop these on the screen. Does that work? Go on. You're not doing it. You git. Can I put that on? No, it's not letting me drop. Right, okay, here's basically doing medievals, and we've got knights, we've got men of arms, bowmen, pretty English stuff. Sculpts have been done by Paul Hicks. And I did notice what you call it when I saw him post on Facebook. Pretty much all the sculpts and a lot of these have already been cast, so it's a very quick Kickstarter, very quick turnaround as well. And also, Andy's a reliable guy, you know what I mean? So there will be no issues with getting your goods and all that sort of stuff. So I want to give him a shout out. Yeah, and then obviously we've got our Tanya's. Yeah, so I'll wait for her to... Mel, are you getting jealous? Not at all. Not at all. Yeah? No, I'm not getting jealous at all, to be perfect. I'm quite pleased for him. And look, the better the hobby does, all of us in the hobby does, the better for the hobby. You know what I mean? And I've always had this sort of thing where, I mean, even with YouTube, I mean, if you look at the likes of Luke Towan and Jeremy, they do it really good and they explode way past me on subscribers and stuff like that. You know, flow past me. Jeremy's flying at the minute. I mean, I think he's done about 100,000 in the past couple of months. Yeah, but I'm not jealous and I don't envy it, or, you know, in fact, I message him and congratulate him, to be truthful, both of them. And I think basically it's just great to see the hobby explode. And the fact is that I realised a long time ago that you shouldn't judge yourself by what other people do and how better other people do and how luckier other people do. Because you never know all the factors behind it. You know what I mean? And all you're going to do is constantly put yourself down. So I just look at my own life and like, am I doing better than I was doing last month? You know what I mean? And I've got to say, guys, you know, oh, Hockamaloonie saying it was a joke. I know, but, you know, sometimes it comes up. And I think it's important to say that I've been incredibly lucky just to be able to do this YouTube thing. Yeah, forgetting the Kickstarter. The Kickstarter broke me. You know what I mean? It just broke me. So I am not jealous of anyone's success. Good on them. Yeah. And at the end of the day, it's just best for the hobby. I mean, it's great to see that there's so many people interested in crafting. There's so many people interested in wargaming. Because it means our hobby's getting bigger. Right, Mel, how can I send you the pictures of our Arnhem Bridge that was built on a 4x6 table that we're building? Jump into the terrainiacs group, mate. Tag me in there. Dead simple. Links down below in the description. Yeah, I think we're coming up to about 20,000. Or have we got more than 20,000? Yeah, Tanya's saying Andy Hobday did Gangs of Rome. His stuff is amazing. He did. Who is Jeremy? Pardon my ignorance. Oh, Black Magic Craft. Jeremy Pillow. Yeah, I'm allowed. Yeah, I know he's given his name out publicly, so that's okay. There you are. Just checking the comments. There you are. Brilliant. Doesn't have a wooden rabbit. Not yet. You never know what they're going to fund. A wooden rabbit. Okay, I've got 2 questions so far. We're going to need a few more. So yeah, overall, thank you, Shambles. Overall, things are going well. Yeah, like I say. Cat's saying his work are almost all scratch, but his background is construction, so you learn a lot about building structures. That's nice, the implied knowledge. Robot Nut saying I inspired him so well. I inspire a lot of people. I try and inspire myself occasionally. Do you know what? I'm really looking forward to showing you the book. It's breaking my heart that I can't. The irony is, by the time I get my copy to show you the book, I'm reckoning most of you lot will have a copy anyway. Right, let's jump on to some questions. Because after I finish the live show, I've got to sit down and I've got to tick out, I've got to approve 3rd drafts. Tick that one up. Tick that one up. Tick that one up. Tick that one up. It's going to be great. Right, loads of people are talking about the Great Model Railway competition. Yeah, on Friday night. Now, I didn't watch it, but I have seen a thumbnail. Is that Kathy Millett on the judging team? It looks like her, but I wasn't 100% sure. Tanya's saying, Jeremy inspired me to invest in a Proxon. I'm cutting foam now. Just like Whitlock is an engineer, so everything must be precision. So what do I bring to the mix? I suppose if I was to say what I would bring to the mix, I was an educator. So I think I bring the background knowledge of the materials and the techniques, you know, the actual applying them. Yeah, she's a judge on it. Whoa, nice one. I bet she's flying as well then. It's a glorious time to be in the hobby. Right, so that was the question. I haven't actually caught up with it because I've just been too busy. I keep meaning to. Yeah. Right, my second question is from Red Green. Yeah, and it's for a fun pic at the back of the book. Dress Oz in a suit and tie and pip. I think in Britain that's actually classed as animal abuse or something. I'm sure Kez warned me off to putting costumes on him once. You bring the regular person. Me? Regular? Mel, your terrain's Bob Ross. It's all about the positive enforcement, enjoyment of it all. Hell yeah. Yeah. I'm just trying to think how you would compare my hairstyle to the Bob Ross hairstyle. And yet we're still like kind of the Bob Ross reinforcing things. You'd be the token hot babe. Oh, mate, you almost killed myself then. You'd be the token hot babe, Mel. I'm a bit warm, to be truthful. It's a bit warm in the house tonight, but that's as... And the only person who calls me babe is Kez. Normally before, will you just... Or can you? The before and after. Do you take any questions, Sanders asking? Within reason, mate. There are some limits. Battlefront's got a question in. Without a hot wire, what do you recommend for cutting foam with? Generally, depends on the foam. Hobday's flying again. He's going up. Let me shut that window. Depends on the foam. If it's EPS, expanded polystyrene, then I tend to use I tend to use a sharp blade, a long sharp blade. So the snap-off blades, I tend to use an extended one of those fully extended. And that'll give you a relatively clean cut through that sort of stuff. If I'm cutting foam with if I'm cutting extruded foam, which is the more denser stuff, the closed cell stuff, then for bulk cutting, I'll use either a coping saw or a steak knife or a serrated bread knife, carving knife. Yeah, if I'm doing fine cuts, then I'll switch back to the extended sharp blade. But those are my go-to tools for cutting foam. That's that one nailed. Any more questions? Get them in the dock. Heel sensor is needed. Just remember your wig. I don't have a wig, I have a hat. Matthew's got, hey Mel, question about the shipping containers. Is there an advantage in doing it like your tutorial, gluing individual foam boards together and cutting a solid block of insulation foam? So going for a solid block of insulation foam, assuming you can get nice clean square cuts, okay, then go with the foam. It's a lot quicker, it's a lot easier, and it's a lot more durable. The reason why I did him with foam board is that I have a lot of followers who live in hot countries or in hot places in America where the thick insulation board they just can't get. So I did actually think about doing it with a foam, but if I'd done it with foam, yeah, a lot of people would say, well, I can't do that. Whereas if I did it with foam board, which is, art mounting board is pretty much available in most countries, it's a solution they can run with. So if you've got foam, I'd do it with foam if you can cut it cleanly enough and square enough, because you'll get great results, mate. Yeah, if you haven't got foam, you can do it with foam board. Anyone recommend a good filler for MDF kits? B&Q's one's good. Plus, Bob Ross had a military past and retired into the arts. Right, you're going to have to keep throwing questions at me or this is going to be a short show. I've told you about what's going on. I do need to read the questions first before I read them out loud, because, you know, we have had instances where, you know, a question has started off and it's trailed into something else, which I've, you know, just casually read aloud. So, I've learned. Yeah, a hat you stole from Ronnie Renton at Adepticon last year. Do you know what? I still got a crick in the neck from where he grabbed it back off my head at Salute. Yeah, but not that hat. I have a different hat. Cat saying, he's serious, folks. When he runs out of question, he goes to bed. Well, I won't be going to bed. I'll be third proofing her and playing World of Tanks for a couple of hours. Yeah, but I can't really just, you know, it's a Q&A show. I need the questions. Morning, Marcus. Perhaps I should start asking you lot questions. I like that idea. I do like that. Now I've got to think of questions to ask you. My phone's going off like crazy. What have I done? Actually, I better check any PayPals and that sort of stuff, to be truthful, because there is a PayPal there. I think that was Shambles earlier. Yeah, that was Shambles. Thank you, buddy. Other than that, we're good. Andy Obday's just messaged me. I'll message him back after the show, but he's sitting there just stunned. And I'm just remembering, and it's like, mate, if you're stunned now, wait until after you fund. Well, actually, he's funded because his target was 6. But the next day, you walk around in sort of like a daze, like in disbelief. What's the best crisp flavour? Ooh. Now, I'm a big fan of prawn cocktail, especially on crisp butties. Foam board is something moving away from. Getting paper off and left with dry glue, getting cracks and needing filling, sadly. Hope some fix. Sounds like dodgy foam board, to be truthful, mate. If you're interested in Halloween skeletons, Alibaba Express have some tasty dinosaur ones. 70 centimetre long. Very nice. Yeah, I mean, I've got quite a few skeletons and stuff for obviously the skeleton, the Halloween build. Yeah, Cat saying trick with foam board is get the cheapest, paper peels off nice and easy. That's true. Sour cream and onion. What's your favourite chocolate bar? I'll show you what my favourite chocolate bar is. That one. I have one left. The kids have nailed every other. I brought tons home, absolutely tons, and they're really nice. And I have one left. And it's sat right there on my desk since Adepticon. This is sat on my desk since April. Right in front of me. And there's been times when we haven't had a biscuit in the house and I've been starving and I still haven't ate it. And what really surprises me is none of the kids have had the guts to actually go, I'll have that. I mean, when's it best before by? I've got to eat it, and before January. Right. Tanya's saying salt and vinegar crisps. Oh, they sting your lips. Right, let's check these Google Docs. What questions? Oh, yeah, we're getting questions in. Okay. What do you recommend for a World War II to modern war game? I don't recommend modern wargaming, to be truthful. It's not a genre I really deal with. I've got nothing against it personally. It's just that my oldest son is currently serving in the army. I've got lots of friends who are in the army. A lot of the modern war games revolve around conflict zones that I have friends and, kids. Well, a kid that could be deployed to. Could be deployed there. So it's just, personally, I don't go near the modern stuff. There'll be a load of suggestions in the comments when people jump on, because I know there's a load of people who do play modern, and I've got nothing against you if you do. It's just something personal for me. Yeah, World War II. There's what you call it. I like Bolt Action, and then there's the other one. Is it Crossfire? Yeah, that Lindy Beers really likes. They're two good games. Hands down, Cheese and Onion, Worcestershire sauce. Come on, so I'm surprised no one said hedgehog flavour. We'll get you some more next year. Mate, don't. I had that many chocolate bars, it was over my baggage allowance. Do you know what it's like walking through customs with like boxes of chocolate bars? Yeah. Mel, you used to review train builds from the Facebook group. Perhaps a friendly terrainiac Halloween competition. You could create content to lighten your load. I have to be really careful with other people's content. At the moment, without getting political, yeah, we are still part of the European Union, and the European Union has a new copyright directive that's kicking in very shortly, which will make things a little bit awkward for me with using other people's, because as far as I'm aware, there's no fair use clause in it. So at the minute, I've got to avoid using anyone else's stuff. Yeah, and make sure I can only use my stuff or stuff I've got a license to use or permission to use. Yeah, so once I know how we stand legally, yeah, once all that resolves, then yeah, I'll go back to reviewing other people's stuff. But until we get to that stage, you know what I mean? Crossfire is a really good cheap game. Spectre is a good modern game. Chain of Command, Flames of War, Rapid Fire, Blitzkrieg Commander are all alternatives. There's the tank game from Two Fat Lardies as well, isn't there? Liquor Hedgehog, that's flavour. Yeah, we used to have hedgehog flavoured crisps. Rent a private jet and fill it with whatchamacallit. I wish I could. You need to mount that in a shadow box and make a plaque that says Adepticon 2019 from Mel's friends. Do you know what? Someone sent me a photo of when I was at Adepticon, because I had quite a few and there was just no way I could get them in the bag. I signed a load of them and just went finding people who whoever said, oh, I love your channel, Mel. I was giving them bars. Someone sent me a photo, yeah, where they'd actually framed it because it was signed and they'd got it framed in their hobby room. All you need is written approval to show it, Mel. I don't know how the regulations are going to drop, so I'm just keeping that at a distance until I know. I have a board game, but Mel does not. Mel does not. Can it wargaming? Count it as wargaming? It's still gaming. Tam saying for moderns, Force on Force is a good one. For platoon level actions. Cold War Commander for company to battalion level actions. Do you remember Axis and Allies for like world level actions, especially if you had the Pacific set and you played them both at the same time? That was mad. I've never seen so many counters on a table in my life. But I won the Battle of the Bunch. By the way, I am a little bit flued up tonight. Kerry came down with the lurgy on Friday. Yeah, and she has been sick all weekend. She's currently tucked up in bed. Yeah, I came down with the sniffles last night, and I'm almost all over it. Almost over it. Thank you, Ardeen. Waratanka. Yeah, that's the Two Fat Lardies game. Yeah, for World War II armour games. There's also tanks, isn't there? That's a good one. Listen, I've had an idea. Jace is in the house. Hello, buddy. Yeah, I've had an idea. Yeah. Now, it depends on whether Fred and Pat are watching. Frederick Phillips are. Yeah, everyone knows Fred, don't they? And if you don't, you'll find out in the comments. Someone will explain it. Get this, okay? Ages ago, yeah, Fred loves World War II. He's got a real interest. Yeah, his dad was a regimental sergeant major. Yeah, with the Royal Engineers, and he was at Dunkirk. His dad was. Yeah, and so Fred grew up, and although his dad didn't talk much about, because that generation didn't, yeah, he grew up, army, with an interest, and so I gave him I lent him the tanks game, and I didn't mean for him to play it. I just said, it was like the box set with a couple of tanks in it, the cardboard and the rule sets and the counters and stuff, and I just gave it to him on like, here, have a look at that, and see, cause it's a really good introductory war game. Have we got it here? Yeah, we have, haven't we? Now this is the game. I've got a couple of copies, to be truthful. Yeah. But this is the game we're talking about, Tanks. Yeah. And it's like a little combat game. Now this is really heavy and it's full of bits, but I know it ain't full of tank bits, so I'm just curious. Metals, zombies. We've got Comedy. Is that Comedy Nagash? Or is that just Comedy Nagash's? They've got a cave troll. No, it's just Comedy Nagash's arm. I don't know where Comedy Nagash is. All sorts. No idea. Models everywhere. Big bots of models. But no, what you call it? So I lent him, yeah. Turns out him and Pat have been playing it. They've learnt the rules and they've been playing it. Yeah. And so I was chatting with Kez about it. And it was like, do you know what? Yeah. Let me just change the screen because that's quite white. That's better. Normal colours. Yeah. Tabletop, aka Beasts of War, have a discount on tanks right now. Yeah, they do, and they've also got a discount on that massive starter box set for Flames of War, which I'm thinking of dipping into. Yeah, but anyway, so Pat and Fred have been playing tanks at home on the carpet, and it occurred to me, once this month is done, yeah, perhaps we could do a small tanks board for them. And what I'll do is I'll build it with Fred. And we'll put an afternoon aside a week to build. And then we'll do a vloggy series. Friday firefights with Fred. Something like that. Yeah. And what we'll do is we'll build, say, a 3 foot by 3 foot board. Yeah. Single piece. Because what Fred can play on it for a while, and then I can sell it. I can give it towards an auction. We can auction it off for charity or something. We can always get rid of pieces. I'm not looking to make money from it, if you know what I mean. And when you're not making money from it, you can always raffle it off and get rid of it and that sort of stuff. But yeah, we could make a board, or Fred could keep it if he's got the space. He could hang it on his walls. Fred's house is like amazing. Yeah. Every square inch of wall space, yeah, is taken up with a painting. Stuff he hasn't sold, or stuff he doesn't want to sell. Yeah. And what's really good is, if you want to go to his toilet, yeah, you have to walk up the stairs because it's upstairs, and they've got these narrow stairs with the walls that you know what it's like with having stairs going upstairs, but they're all covered with Fred's works, all original oils. So what you do is you walk up the stairs one way, yeah, and then when you're coming back down, you come down side on, yeah, so you can look at the other wall. Yeah, so I'm sure he could hang it on his walls if he wanted. Yeah, but I was thinking, yeah, Cat saying sounds like a great idea. I like Fred would love it. Yeah, Fred Flintstone, X-Wing but with tanks. Yeah, exactly. Live chat has frozen on the video. Has it really? Of course it has. Can we give there's got to be a refresh there, hasn't there? Where's a refresh? Hide. Let's try it again. Show. There you are, sorted. I'm getting better at this. Yeah. It was a D-Day setup. We're still talking about it. Oh, I'm trying to catch up on the comments, obviously. Nagash was a party clown. He was. Yeah. Do you know the story of why Nagash was a party clown? Oh, that's the kids being called to bed. We might have travel. I expect kids doing a cookie and a drink raid. Yeah. But no, the sculptor who did Nagash, yeah, he did a really nice skeleton face on it. And the guy who was his boss didn't like it, so he made him sculpt it again. Yeah, so he put this really comedy face on Nagash. Yeah, and then the boss went, yeah, okay, we'll go with that. Yeah. Pagan saying, I'm making two floorboards right now. One urban, one sci-fi, one wasteland. Both fold for better storage. Nice. Gary's saying he got the D-Day and both the Battle of the Bulge game. That's the box sets for Flames of War, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so the idea with Fred is we just put an afternoon aside and we build up like a 15mm, table, 3 foot by 3 foot, vlogs, and I get to show him our techniques, and then we'll get Fred to sort of bring the colours and stuff in, you know what I mean, for the painting. Yeah, like a meeting of minds, and see how that pans out. So I've got that idea panning around. Now also I've been chatting with Jace, because Jace is going to be helping me quite a bit, yeah, once the book's done, because it's about time I set up a website and that sort of stuff, and add, you know, a proper place, and, you know, all sorts of little technical things and online things that I never seem to get round to, like merchandise and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, there's quite a lot going on, yeah, in the next couple of months. Mel, what do you do when you just don't feel inspired anymore? How do you reignite the crafting fire when it fizzles out? I've been feeling blah about making anything recently. You want a physical and a mental task, mate. Yeah? Always have 2 tasks going. Yeah? The easiest way for me to describe this, yeah, is that when I was a 40Ker, yeah, I still am, but when I was more active, I used to have a blog called Corbania Prime, and I used to do conversions for my Imperial Guard on there, and painting tutorials, and all the normal things you'd expect on a blog. Yeah, Jace is helping me set up a terrain tutor blog as well. But anyway, yeah. And then at the side, I had another blog, but it was set up as a writing project, and it was called Going On Campaign. And it was a set of campaign rules for running campaigns in wargaming. And when I got burnt out doing the modelling, and I just didn't feel like picking up the paintbrush or the clippers, I used to write campaign rules. And then when I got burnt out, like, I'm not interested in writing campaign rules, or once I got the itch to paint again, I just used to flip back to the other. So have 2 things in your hobby. Have one that you can do with your mind, and one the practical one. And you'll often find you can flip between the 2 quite easily. Hope that helps you, Bloodwings. Damn, I've been logged out of the chat. It is playing up tonight, isn't it? Right. What are your suggestions for strengthening up 2mm MDF buildings? It depends on what you call it. If you need to, if they've got an interior, if they've got an interior and you want to use it, then you've got to be a little bit more careful. Generally, you've got to be careful with the glues. Yeah, with 2mm, because once you get down to 3mm, it's still MDF. Once you drop down to 2mm, it tends to be cardboard. And if the building isn't supported well, and the cardboard isn't braced, yeah, it can, it can buckle quite a bit, and it can warp if you apply glues. So I generally recommend gloss varnish, and then hitting it with a matte varnish afterwards. A gloss will toughen it up quite a lot, yeah, and then the matte will just matte it back down. But the good thing is neither of those cause any warping with cardboard, okay? So that's my recommendation for strengthening up, you know, the thin MDF card work. Glad to see you dipping into 6mm scale the other day. What's the biggest problem you've run into? What's the most unexpected problem? The biggest problem with 6mm is seeing the bloody things. Mel's eyes aren't as sharp as he used to think they were. No, generally little details. When you're doing 6mm, you've got to step away from dry brush techniques, and you've got to start working with washes, and you've got to start working with finer pigments. So you've got to step away from hobby paints, and you've got to start working with acrylic paints. You've got to step away from hobby washes, and you've got to start using ink washes for that finer pigment, because of the finer detail on the building. It's very easy using normal paints and normal hobby sort of paints and techniques to completely wash out details and obscure details on small builds. So you have to switch to finer paints, finer pigments, if you really want to keep them nice and crisp. The real challenge for me is visually. Yeah, the details, my eyes just aren't what they used to be truthful. Yeah, 6mm is pushing it. I did find myself at one point looking at pieces through my phone so I could magnify them. I think it's time for a set of magnifying glasses. Yeah. Unexpected problems is scaling with roads and width and making sure there's actual manoeuvrability room. Yeah, I don't have any 6mm models beyond the few gun pieces I got sent by Warlord for Cruel Seas. Yeah, but I never actually got the Cruel Seas box. And so I didn't, did I? No, I didn't. Did I? I don't know. No, I haven't seen a Cruel Seas game. I didn't. I think I got a mat. I got what's called the paper mat. That's what I got. Yeah, that's okay. But yeah, so judging scale size and that sort of stuff is probably the most challenging. You also need to step away from sand as a ground texture, switch to grout or chinchilla dust. Rodent dust is okay for 6mm, but I tend to use rodent dust and sharp sand actually as rocky scatter for 6mm. Generally for the roads, I just put filler down and I smooth it out so it has no texture. I mean, you've got to remember, it's at 6mm, it's essentially 1mm per foot. So the idea that you could see a ground texture at that scale, you just couldn't. It'd just be coloured out. So generally, I use the chinchilla dust, sharp sand, and just starting to break into sort of like the bottom of bird cage. What do they call it? I can't remember what you call it, but the stuff that you pour in the bottom of bird cages. I had a board game of Team Yankee. Yeah, there is a board game of Team Yankee. Yeah. I think it's also, it runs as a standalone game, but it also runs as a campaign system. Bit like the old, Games Workshop Mighty Empires did. Mel, hit up Peter Berry at Backers for some samples. I don't have the time, to be truthful, Tan. JP's saying at 2mm, just buy buildings from resin casters, it's quite cheap. JP's talking about 2mm thick cardboard on larger scale MDF buildings, not 2mm scale buildings made out of cardboard. Just to clarify there, mate, just in case anyone else was wondering. Tweety litter? Tweety litter, yeah, that's the stuff. Chinchilla dust made from pure ground up chinchilla? Yes. If you can catch them first, Tanya. Right. Ba-ba-ba-ba. That's all my questions. I'm coming up on the hour. Just saying. My brew's cold. Kez has gone upstairs, so I don't have anyone to get me a brew, so just saying. I could be world of tanksing. Yeah. But no, so coming up on the channel, yeah, just to sort of recap, I'm taking a little bit of a break from the formal tutorials on the public side of the channel. I'm going to replace those with a few more little informal things of me pottering about and showing stuff. This is going to go on for about 4 weeks while I finish the book off. Okay, I will be doing the Halloween tutorial specials, the full ones. They'll be going on Patreon over the next couple of weeks, but they won't be released on the main channel until near the end of October. Yeah, when they'll be coming out when I'm taking a break after finishing the book. Yeah, so the channel's been a little bit up and down. We're just finishing off. Yeah, and that's the battle plan on that side. Sander says he's submitted one. I thought I answered yours, dude. What's a good size for a bolt action game? Varies. Varies considerably. Depends what sort of bolt action you want to play. I mean, also bolt action works at different scales. 1,000 points makes a good game, we find. Yeah. Oh, everyone's hammering the questions in now. Yeah, I bought a table tennis today at a flea market, really cheap. And I want to make the whole table asphalt because I have a modular terrain sidewalk system. Any additional info, check the terrainiacs. Good advice, tips or tricks? You're just going to have to texture it up. If you want to do the whole lot asphalt, I would get a textured spray. Yeah, they do like primers that are textured. Rust-Oleum, I think they are, the manufacturer. And just find one of those, with the texture you like. Just spray the whole thing with that. Yeah, it might not be in the colour for asphalt. Yeah, but you'll be able to paint it up afterwards, mate. So I wouldn't worry about that. Any thoughts about building a Blood Bowl stadium? Yeah, I've got to do that as well, haven't I? I'll tell you what, my job list, I've already booked out next year. Answered that one. All good. Not sure if this public, but what about that audio blog you mentioned a few weeks back? There's podcast. There's a lot of stuff that I want to do, to be perfectly honest, with the Terrain Tutor. The Terrain Tutor, when it started, it wasn't supposed to be a business or anything like that, and it wasn't supposed to be what it's become. Yeah, all it was me sharing how to make terrain, and it was just to help me reconnect with the world after, I had my breakdown. It grew into a living, yeah, but because it grew into a living from a hobby recuperation thing, it never properly got organised online, if you know what I mean. I mean, the books are done, the accounts are done, and Taxman's happy and that sort of stuff, because, I don't want to upset those guys. But online blogs, podcasts, merchandise, tutorials, in-depth information post-tutorial, tutorials converted to PDFs and all that sort of stuff. I never got round to doing any of all that, and with everything I've got on my plate, I've realised I need to start asking people to help me. Yeah, not for free. Yeah, in return for employing people, but not employing them, subcontracting. A bit like Tanya does my graphics. I pay Tanya for the graphics. She gives me great graphics, and it's a win-win. So there's going to be fingers crossed, a few more people helping me. Kickstarter's giving me a little bit of a budget that will let me get loads of different stuff set up and running at least. So loads of interesting stuff coming. Loads. Yeah. Just got 1 more month to go. 1 more month. I miss not having more tutorials, Mel. Give us more dope. I know, mate. I miss them too. I genuinely do. You know what I mean? I mean, Jace will tell you when I used to be in commissions, I used to get frustrated with how much time they were taking up. Yeah, it's very much like that. But, what I'm doing is well worth it. Well worth it. It's turning out brilliant. I know it's going to be done soon enough, and I know I'm going to be back on the channel, and I know I've got some great projects to build. I know there's ancillary stuff that's great, that I'm sorting with Jace and sorting with other people. So it's all really bloody good, to be perfectly honest. Oh! Flexstone is a textured paint. I haven't heard of Flexstone. But then again, could be a British thing. Mel, would you like to have have some World of Tanks platooning someday? Someday, but at the minute I just like rolling by myself. I think what I need to do is I need to go on World of Tanks, and I think I need to make a terrain shooter clan. Yeah, and then what we'll do is after a Sunday night, we'll have a clan meet. And just one night, yeah, we'll just have a half an hour playing games all together as a clan. Commanders, yeah, we'd lose all the time. We'd all be driving our tanks around, taking first screenshots of the terrain. And the future looks bright. The future looks Halloween orange. It's getting close to that. Right, folks, of course. I think I'm going to call it. One, my bladder has decided to start screaming. We've had a good show as well, and I don't want to drag it on. Yeah? World of Warcraft Classic? Nah, I can't queue for that long. Yeah? Yeah. I'm going to have to set up a terrain shooter clan, the Terrainiacs clan. TTT? Still, I should know it was that time. You should, Dan. But anyway, guys, I'm going to call it now. Now, you will have odd little videos coming through the week. I will be in the studio on Thursday, so catch me on then. Yeah, stuff will be appearing on Patreon. And as always, guys, if you need me, throw a comment down or email me. You know I'm around. Yeah. And in the meantime, thanks for a cracking Sunday night, guys. It's been a blast. My next job, a little bit of World of Tanks and ticking off sections. Laters.